California just learned that biology isn't negotiable. Trump's Justice Department just dropped a $45 billion bomb on Gavin Newsom's woke empire for violating Title IX. What's the crime? Letting biological males steal championships, scholarships, and opportunities from our daughters. Attorney General Pam Bondi drew the line. Only women belong in women's sports, period. This isn't about tolerance or inclusion. It's about protecting the law that guarantees equal opportunities for females in education and athletics. Even Newsom once admitted it was unfair before he sold out to radical activists, and now California faces the largest Title IX penalty in history. The message is clear. If you erase women to appease the mob, you will pay. So stay with us. We've got all the details. And while California destroys women's sports, Chuck Norris is destroying aging myths at 84 years old. Now, I recently saw a video that he made, and I was shocked. He's still kicking butt, working out, and staying active with energy left over for his grandkids. He says he feels like he's in his 50s. What is his secret? Well, it's one simple change that revolutionized his health. His wife started doing it too. She feels 10 years younger, looks leaner, and has energy all day. And Chuck made a special video just for you explaining exactly what they discovered. It's not some Hollywood gimmick. It's real science about 3 things that sabotage our bodies as we age. So watch his method at chuckdefense.com/next or click the link below. At 84, Chuck has more energy than people half his age. So find out why at chuckdefense.com/next, linked below. Okay, this just in. Big lawsuit. California losing $45 billion over Title IX. If California is violating the rights of women, then it's not equal opportunities for women. And that violates Title IX.
Deputy Assistant Mailman, White House Deputy Assistant to the President, and Senior Policy Strategist. May, great to see you. May, you have some news about California Title IX and also some Harvard subpoenas, and we need to keep the pressure on Harvard. May, the floor is yours. Walk us through it.
Yeah, so today, this morning at 9 a.m., we dropped a major lawsuit against California that would result in California losing $45 billion. So it's funding for schools because California continues to violate Title IX. Remember, Title IX says that you can have access to federal money, but you have to agree to a few basic things. And one of those basic things is to not discriminate on the basis of sex. If California is violating the rights of women by forcing them to shower and change with men and also compete against men if they're going to play sports, if they're going to play female athletics, then that is not equal opportunities for women, and that violates Title IX. So California has been warned repeatedly that this is going to happen, and California is now going to get what it asks for. So that is our big lawsuit this morning.
Mailman, White House.
Reap the whirlwind, right? Oh, we just found out this, too, as well. This is from RT. They posted this. A journalist, Natasha Ray, who claimed that Macron's wife was born male, acquitted by a Paris court. That's according to the lawyer. Ray now intends to sue Brigitte for fraud during the trial. That is another, speaking of men and women's sports, this goes the opposite direction. But I thought I'd share that with you. Interesting side note. Here we have the Education Secretary McMahon on the DOJ lawsuit against California.
We investigated this. The Office of Civil Rights at the Department of Education investigated. We told Governor Newsom that we'd be investigating these violations. We found California to be in violation of Title IX. We turned it over to the Justice Department, and they announced this morning that they were filing suit against California. So, this is something that President Trump campaigned on. His promises made and promises kept. I think it's just it is just totally unfair to have men competing against women in sports, and also to share their intimate locker facilities, etc. And women fought hard for these rights, and it is the law, and the president means business with it. We investigated this.
Massive lawsuit. Gavin Newsom. Sorry, Gavin. Okay, here we have more from Pam Bondi and Linda McMahon. This is an official statement that they just made.
Federation. Over the past several weeks, the Department of Education has notified the Department of Education in California, as well as the California Interscholastic Federation, that they were in violation of Title IX. They were allowing men to compete in women's sports. Now, this is after years of their being in violation of Title IX. We informed them that if they did not change, that we were going to refer these cases to the Department of Justice, and we have done exactly that.
Thank you, Secretary McMahon, for all of your hard work. And today, the Department of Justice has filed a lawsuit against California Department of Education and the governing body for women's sports in California. We've made it very clear, only women in women's sports under Title IX. An example in California, a boy who was in track and field. He would have lost every race. Yet in women's sports, he won over 36 medals. Those medals should be returned to the women, as well as no boys will be allowed in women's locker rooms. No longer. We have sued Maine. We're in litigation with Minnesota. We've sent multiple letters. And if you do not comply, you're next. The Department of Education and the Department of Justice, we will protect girls in girls' sports.
But what about the girls on the Epstein list, Pam? Okay, so here we have, I thought this was interesting when Charlie Kirk went on Gavin Newsom's podcast. You know Gavin Newsom, he's about to run for president. He's gearing up. He's laying all the groundwork. He's going around the country, giving speeches, going to battleground states already. So this is just another one of his methods to try to reach across the aisle and plant some seeds into the conservative community using Charlie Kirk. I commend Charlie Kirk for going there and having a conversation with Newsom. I mean, we have to have conversations with people we disagree with. We have to. Okay, so we can try to have at least an understanding of where they're wrong. All right? And maybe during the course of that conversation, we can plant seeds our own. Well, let's hear this moment. Gavin Newsom said it himself about women, men in women's sports.
You as the governor should, it's like you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports,
right.
that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say no.
No, and I appreciate.
But like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that.
So like
the unfairness of that. Well, now he's getting sued. The Trump administration, DOJ, Deputy Department of Education, filed a lawsuit. Here we have some more about that debate from Kaylin.
On June 26th, the U.S. Kaylin Almeida reporting for Frontline. So big update to the ongoing dispute between the Trump administration's Department of Education, the DOJ, and California over Title IX violations. So quick recap, on June 26th, the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights concluded that both the California Department of Education and CAF, the state's high school sports governing body. So quick recap, on June 26th, the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights concluded that both the California Department of Education and CAF, the state's high school sports governing body, violated Title IX by allowing male athletes to compete in girls' sports. Rather than comply with the proposed resolution, California doubled down. The state rejected the federal findings and now claims that enforcing sex-based protections under Title IX would be discriminatory against trans-identified males. Today, Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon confirmed on X that the DOJ has officially filed a lawsuit against California.
Today, the United States Department of Justice filed suit against California for allowing boys to participate in girls' high school sports in violation of Title IX.
And I think we actually have the full statement from Harmeet. Let's go to that.
Of Justice filed suit. Hi, everyone. Today, the United States Department of Justice filed suit against California for allowing boys to participate in girls' high school sports in violation of Title IX, one of the important federal civil rights statutes that we administer here at the Department of Justice. This year alone, California is scheduled to receive over $44 billion in federal funding to support its education system, and yet California refuses to honor federal law that protects the rights of young women. And we can't stand for that here at the Department of Justice. It would be irresponsible to do so. We're so proud of all the young female athletes in California who are striving for opportunities and accomplishments and trophies, and it's their right to do so. So follow along as we pursue the enforcement of federal law against California in this important lawsuit. Hi, everyone.
Buckle up, Newsom. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So the lawsuit changes everything. For years, radical activists hijacked Title IX, a law created to protect women, and weaponize it against women. They force our daughters to compete against males, share locker rooms with males, and lose scholarships to males. California led the insanity, and now they're paying the price. $45 billion in federal funding hangs in the balance because Gavin Newsom chose woke points over women's rights. The Trump administration just proved that they're serious about protecting female athletes. As Harmeet Dillon said, actions have consequences, and this is only the beginning. Every state pushing this agenda better lawyer up because Trump's DOJ is coming. And they're restoring sanity one lawsuit at a time. So here's my question. Should every state allowing males and female sports lose federal funding? Simple yes or no. Sound off below. And show your support for common sense by grabbing some gear from the Next News shop. We got President Otto Penn, Alligator Alcatraz, American Badass, Mag Avengers. Check it out. Trigger a Liberal today at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.